for tuning in to NC CAP's STEM Snap. Today we're going to try to look at exploring owls. Owls are neat animals. They're raptors, which means that they have tearing beaks and talons that can hold the prey that they eat. Many people think about life science and dissections. Owl pellets are the best one to do, and here's why. Owl pellets themselves have almost no smell. They feel like lint with sticks. And unlike what some people might think, when you unwrap an owl pellet, it may look a little bit like scat or poop, but it's not actually. Owl pellets are the indigestible parts that an owl regurgitates after it eats its meal. So these contain the hair and the bones that the stomach acid can't digest. Now, the neat thing about these is they feel kind of like dryer lint with sticks in them, so they're not gushy. They don't smell bad. And kids remember this lesson forever. So unlike dissecting with frogs, which can be traumatic, the owl pellets themselves are very approachable. You don't need special tools or special cleanup, and it's something that they will always remember. It's pretty fun. So looking at the owl pellets today, you can see that I've torn it open with my hands. If you have a large owl pellet like this, you can split it between two groups of kids, and that's just fine. But when you break it open, and again, it kind of has the texture of dryer lint, you can feel little tiny, hard, brittle pieces. These are the bones from the prey. Now, scientists look at the scat and pellets from owls and other animals to try to determine information about the health of an ecosystem. So let's see what our owl has been eating. In front, right here, I've got a little handout on Carolina Biological's owl pellet bone chart. And basically all of the different types of bones that you can find in an owl pellet, they'll have it. And so all students really need to do is take their bone and match it to the sheet. So in this case, we have a rib bone of a mole. So as students go through and pull their owl pellets apart. Now, for kids who might be reluctant to touch it, you can always use tweezers/forceps, or even a toothpick will work. But really, you can pull it apart just very gently. It'll crumble. And all of the hard pieces that you find that are white are the bones. Now, owls eat 4 to 5 different types of different animals a day. Owls will eat everything from grasshoppers, and great horned owls will even eat skunks. So looking at what our top predators are eating can give us a good example of the health of the ecosystem. And it also can reinforce ideas from food webs. And for older kids especially, you can even talk about environmental health, pesticides, and how they bioaccumulate in the owls themselves. Now, I'm looking at these bones, and you can see as I'm just pulling it apart, the faster you pull it apart, the more likely you are to break the delicate bones, but really touch is probably the easiest way to find them. Now, again, sometimes you'll get really lucky and find amazing things in your owl pellet. Can you see that little bit of orange? What I have here are rodent teeth attached to a skull. And now is the time when you can use your pick to very carefully move apart the other matter that's attached to the skull bone. Now, when kids find a skull bone, they get so excited. Let's see if we can tell what kind of animal this is. Well, first of all, you can see the orange rodent teeth, and you can see the tiny grinding teeth in the back of this skull. So this is actually the skull with the top jaw attached. As I pull more of this stuff apart, you can see the eye sockets. And then inside you can even see the brain case of this animal. Now, what kind of an animal is it? That's when you use your skull chart. And in this case, it is probably, in this case, I'd say this is probably, it could either be a mole or a mouse. If you wanted to get into more detail with your older kids, they would probably measure the distances and determine which species it is. But by the red teeth, orange teeth, we know that it's a rodent. Rodents' teeth grow throughout their lives, and if you have a kid that wants to break apart the skull, because you probably will, if you pull apart the top part, you can see that these teeth extend way back into the skull. Rodents have to chew, or they cannot, or their teeth grow throughout their lives and they will grow into the other jaw, which is kind of an interesting fact. So my thought for little kids, it works really well if you have black construction paper and kids can glue the different bones that they've identified and try to reassemble some type of the animal using their chart. And then you end up with what looks like a three-dimensional x-ray, and that's kind of neat. For older kids, we have extensions on this activity on adaptation, natural selection, food webs, and environmental health, including looking for pesticide impacts and owl mortality. So check out our website and look at the extensions for this lesson, and I hope that you enjoyed dissecting the owl pellets.